In this video on speed, distance, time, we're going to learn how to use the DST triangle. And if you're not sure of what I'm referring to there, that's the triangle that looks like this. So let me quickly draw it. There we go. I'll draw a big triangle on the right-hand side here. And at the top of this triangle, I'll write a capital D. And underneath that, I'll make a sort of second row in which I'll write S as well as T. And I'll separate them both by a vertical line like this. This is what we'll be calling the DST triangle, where D stands for distance, S stands for speed, and T stands for time. And put simply, when seeking to solve speed, distance, time problems, knowing about this triangle is a real advantage. And the idea here is I'm going to show you how we can use this triangle to find an unknown speed, an unknown time, as well as an unknown distance through the three examples that you see here. So, let's get started. In the first example we have here, we're told Benjamin walks 6 kilometers in 1.5 hours. And we need to find his speed in kilometers per hour. Okay, well, looking at this, we can see that we're given the distance he walks, and I'll write a capital D next to that. And we're also given the time it takes him to walk that distance, so we're given a time. And following what we just read, it's clear that we need to find his speed, so I'll say capital S. Now, labeling the information the way I just did reminds us of the fact that we can use the DST triangle. And so what I'll do here is I'll make a quick copy of that triangle, something looking like this. There we go, and I'll write D, S, and T, and I separate each of them. There we go. And here's how we can use this triangle to come up with an expression for the speed. Here's the whole idea. To find the speed, we're going to hide the S in this triangle. And perhaps what I could do here is sort of highlight it. There we go. We need to find the speed. And so now that we've hidden or highlighted the capital S we have here, we focus on what we have left in the triangle. And looking at this, hopefully it's clear we have D and T left. Furthermore, because D is written on top of T, that tells us that the speed that we're after, and in fact I'll write that, that tells us that the speed is equal to D over T. And so I'll write that here, D over T. And there we go. We now know what we have to calculate thanks to our triangle. Okay, now in any speed, distance, time problem, you need to be careful of units. Here we need to find the speed in kilometers per hour. So we need to make sure that the distance we're given is in kilometers and that the time we're given is in hours. And looking back at the information that was given, we can see right away that the distance was 6 kilometers, so that's perfect, and that the time was 1.5 hours, so that's perfect as well. If either of these or both weren't in the correct units, we need to make sure to convert them into kilometers followed by hours before we calculate this ratio. But as I said, in this case we're fine, so we can go ahead and state that the speed is equal to the distance, so that was 6, divided by the time, which is 1.5. And finally, you can use a calculator if needs be, but 6 divided by 1.5, well, that gives us 4. And don't forget to write the units, that's 4 kilometers per hour. And we're done. We've now found the speed. Okay, let's look at example 2. Now in example 2, we're told that a car moves at 25 meters per second for 12 minutes. And we're then asked, how far does it travel? Okay, well again, I like to summarize the information that's given to us in the question. So here we're told that the car moves at 25 meters per second. And 25 meters per second, well, that's a speed. And we're also told that the car moves for 12 minutes. And 12 minutes, well, hopefully that's clear, that's a time. Finally, we're being asked how far the car moves, and I'll just box how far. And hopefully it's clear that when we're asked how far it travels, well, that's definitely a distance that we have to find. Okay, well, once again, the letters D, S, and T definitely remind us of the fact that we can use our DST triangle. And so if I make a quick copy of that triangle again, something looking like this, there we go. I've got D, S, and T. And now this time, since we're trying to find a distance, I'm going to hide or highlight the box containing D. And so here I'll just shade it. There we go. And now I focus on what I have left in my triangle. And as you can see, we're left with S and T. Furthermore, since S and T are side by side, that tells us that the distance we're trying to find, or capital D, is equal to S times T. Indeed, when they're side by side, we need to multiply them. And so I'll quickly write that. The distance is equal to the speed times the time. Okay, so thanks to our DST triangle, we now know how we're going to calculate the distance. But again, we do need to be careful of the units here. In this particular case, we're simply asked for the distance it travels, and no units are being specified here. And so since the speed is given to us in meters per second, it makes sense to go ahead and calculate the distance in meters. But now something we have to be careful of here is the fact that the speed is given to us in meters per second, but the time is given to us in minutes. And so we need to make sure that the units of time we have here are in seconds. Or we'd have to convert the speed into meters per minute, but I find it's much easier to convert the minutes we have here into seconds. So let's quickly do that. We know that there are 60 seconds in a minute, so 12 minutes will correspond to 12 times 60, which is equal to 720. So that's 720 seconds. And again, if needs be, don't hesitate to calculate this with your calculator. And so now that we have our speed in meters per second and the time in seconds, we're ready to calculate the distance. Indeed, we simply have to replace this capital S by 25 and the capital T we have here by 720. And so if I quickly do that, that's equal to 25 times 720. And do check with your calculator, but when calculating that, I find that's equal to 18,000. And we mustn't forget to write the units. Since the speed was in meters per second, the distance we obtain by multiplying that speed by 720 seconds will be in meters. And I'll go ahead and box that result. There we go. We've now found the distance. Okay, we'll move on to the third and final example, in which we're told a car travels 150 kilometers at a speed of 50 kilometers per hour. We're then asked, how long does it take? Okay, well, once more I'll make note of the information that's given. So we're told that the car travels 150 kilometers, so that's a distance, and that it's traveling at a speed of 50 kilometers per hour, so that's a speed. And hopefully it's clear, we're being asked how long it takes to do that, so we're being asked for a time. Okay, well, just as for the other two examples, we have the letters DST again, which definitely suggests we can use our triangle. And so once more I'll make a quick copy of that triangle with D, S, and T. There we go. And this time, because we need to find a time, so capital T, I'll go ahead and hide the T in my triangle. And when I say hide, of course here I'll just shade it. There we go. Now looking at what we have left in our triangle, we have D on top of S. And what that tells us is that to find the unknown time, all we have to do is calculate D divided by S, since D is above the S in this triangle. And so we can already write that the time T is equal to D over S. So that's distance divided by speed. Okay, now again in this case they haven't actually specified any units for time, but since the speed we have here is in kilometers per hour, that does suggest that we'll find the time in hours. So here I'll calculate the time in hours, and once I've got the time in hours, I'll also convert that into minutes, just for the sake of showing you how we could do that if that's what was asked in the question. Back to this though. Before calculating anything, always make sure that the units we have are consistent, which is what we did for example 2 here. Remember, the speed we had was in meters per second, but the time we had was in minutes. So we started by making sure that the time we had was in seconds by converting our minutes to seconds. In this example 3, the distance we have is in kilometers, and the speed we have is in kilometers per hour. And so we see that these both involve kilometers, which is perfect. If ever the distance had been given in, say, meters, then the first thing we'd have to do is to convert those meters into kilometers. But that's not the case here, so we can dive right in. Replacing the D we have here by 150 and the S we have here by 50, we quickly see that this is equal to 150 divided by 50. And 150 divided by 50 is 3, so the time taken here is equal to 3. And the units? Well, since our speed was in kilometers per hour, the time we have here is 3 hours. And we're done. We've now found the time. And as I said, here we found the time it took in hours, but if ever we had to find that time in minutes, then because there are 60 minutes in an hour, all we'd have to do is multiply this by 60. In fact, I could do that here. I could also say time in minutes. Well, that's equal to 3 times 60, which is equal to 180 minutes. And there we go. Hopefully you now have a good understanding of how we can use this DST triangle to solve speed, distance, time problems. And all that being said and done, that's it for this tutorial.